Alright, hello guys, welcome back. Today is March 12th, Thursday, 7 p.m. Just a quick recap what happened today. A trade recap, the swing trade update, and what I'm looking for tomorrow. So we got that bearishness that we were watching for and that we were wanting to see. Again, we're still inside of this range, so it's very choppy and low probability, but it was decent price action if you had um, a trade from in between like 9 to 10, even though it might have been a little choppy with it, you know, going to like 1 hour and then break even, then 1 hour, then break even, then 1 hour, then finally 1.5, then 2, which you'll see here. But um, yeah, starting off with NQ on the daily, again, bearish. This is that trade that we took. I will go ahead and show you the execution, the paper trade execution. If you don't remember, maybe 2 videos ago, I talked about taking a short above the 1 hour highs right here with that um, 1 hour change in state of delivery stop up here. We never got stopped out, and now we're up a decent amount. But yeah, and the trade I took today um, was within it. It was right here. Let's get this out the way real quick. Yeah, um, right here. Might be a little bit more clear on MAQ. I'm sorry for the mess on my charts because again I trade on my phone. Um, so I mark out a lot of levels. Like for instance, this was like my 2R. This would have been my uh 1R, 1.5, and then this would have been my stop. And I just marked those levels just because it's a little bit easier to see on my phone. But these levels aren't like any significant to me. I can clear them in a bit. But yeah, this was the short that I took where changing state of delivery after sweeping high SMT within that 1 hour bearish FVG, failing to go any higher, entered short. Um, I I was doing pretty decent. I was up 1 hour, and I decided to pyramid in another short. But when I did that, obviously your entry moves with it. So I moved my stop to that new break even, but ended up getting stopped out for small amounts of profit. My stop wasn't fully in break even. It was like a little after in profit. So, I'm still learning how to pyramid the best possible way, and I want to do a back test session on this. Maybe I'll record it. But essentially, I should have so this is what happened. Let me just show you. I entered, we went down, 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 and then here I pyramided and put my stop at, I think this high. If you could look at like the 1 minute maybe. So yeah, down, 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 and then once we got to this low right here, which is the 1R, I pyramided, stop right here, went down, up, down, stopped me out, like right around here because I have my stop right here, but the entry moved down to here because I pyramided, and then ended up running up, and then from there moving lower. Which looking back at it, um, I was pyramiding because I thought that logically um, we should not like we should not want to go any higher because we had all these 1 minute FEGs being filled and creating new structures. So we filled this FEG, moved lower, created this, didn't want to trade into it, then move lower, and then we traded into this and then move lower. So I thought, hey, that could be it after, especially after this one moving here and then moving lower. I thought like, hey, we probably don't want to move anymore because any higher because all these 1 minute FEGs were, traded to, consolidated into, and then I would have said like we're made efficient and then move lower. But I mean, looking back at it, I can see that there is definitely um, some higher importance when it comes to higher time frame, obviously. So looking back at it, there's this 15-minute FVG, and if I kept that in mind before fully moving or before fully pyramiding, I could have waited for this, and then once it started moving lower from there, oops, which was right here, and then it moved down to this low, then I could have pyramided with a second position with my stop up here, and then you can see that the trade would have played out fully and maybe even added another entry. But it didn't work out, and we're still learning how to pyramid. I really want to uh, use pyramids as a way to exponentially grow my account, and you know, uh, essentially you'll see in the study that I hopefully will do in post, but essentially what I want to do is maximize my wins and minimize my losses, which is what everyone wants to do in trading. But rather than taking my 1 to 2R, I will be holding it, and then from there, uh, I'd look to pyramid in as much as I can. So essentially, I'm not um, essentially I'm not too worried about 1 to 2Rs. So, I'm basically going to take opportunities when if I'm in profit, I will look to maximize the account as much as possible. If that means sometimes it'll go to break even um, you know, more than it would another situation, then that's understandable. That's why I want to do a back test and see exactly what's happening. But yeah, sorry for that tangent. That was the trade that could have worked a little bit better, but I'm not gonna complain. And then here's that trade update. I still have not found out how to pull up that, but yeah, there's that short I took again. Stop was here, um, and right now we're up 546. If you're wondering how I did this, how it's possible, it's actually, as funny as it sounds, it's pretty common sense, and I can't wait till I can actually do this on live account if I can actually have the courage to swing trade during times of uncertainty and war. But essentially, we were very bearish because of the war. Okay, and then news comes out here March 8th that war is no longer like war is the conflict's being resolved, and we might not have to go to war. And you could see that this whole rally was because of that. But then, you look into it a little bit more and you see that there's a lot more details that don't make sense with the war ending anytime soon. Um, you can see that at the time, I think Hexex was saying Iran was going to get hit harder than they've ever been hit before, and that was a, a few hours after they claimed that the war was going to be ended. So being able to use your common sense and then maybe align it with your entry model, which was again this daily FVG within 1 hour, changes state of delivery right here, enter, stop up here, and we ended up, now we're up 500, 560 points. You can move your stop probably here, 34 points. You have this FEG right here, and then this is where you can go risk free and continue swinging into the rest of the week. And then obviously our full TP will be all the way down to this low 200, 200k. I'll continue to update everyone. I hope you found this insightful. Please take care, be safe. Oh no, I'm sorry, I totally forgot about everything else. Looking at the dollar again continued bullishness, and it's going to continue to move higher. I like this FEG and the high that I've mentioned before. And then ZB bearish again. We moved all the way down to this low, the consolidation lows. So now we can possibly see a rejection block, which aligns with bearish NQ, and then all these lows down here. And then yeah, sorry for NQ too. I'm expecting continued bearishness, at least up until to this body low slash rejection block right here, and then from there seeing what happens. So looking to actively short tomorrow, still playing it safe. I hope you found this insightful. Please take care, be safe.